Hey Generations Church family, this is Pastor Jeremy. I hope you're doing well today. I just wanted to quickly update you on where we are as a church and what we're planning to do in the coming days and the coming weeks in light of this most recent decision by Governor Kemp to begin to reopen a portion of our economy and then eventually to reopen the state in full. By now you've probably heard either from news or social media, or you've read the order that the governor sent out on Monday that beginning even by the end of this week and then into next week, certain portions of the economy and businesses, types of organizations could begin to reopen. And so our staff has been discussing and prayerfully considering where we fit in light of all these things. It actually started well before this week. Really 4, 5, 6 weeks ago when this started, we began to anticipate what would we do and what were the things that we needed to prepare for whenever the day came that we could begin meeting together in person. What you need to know is that we cannot wait to get back together. We love being together in person. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite days of the week is when we get to worship together in person. And so I can't wait for that to happen. But as we got the news on Monday, we began to discuss, okay, what does this look like for us? While there's a lot of clarity about some things, there's also a lack of clarity about other things. And churches are one of those places that really lack some clarity and some understanding. So we sought some wisdom from other sources, church leaders, denominational leaders, other government officials to try to determine what we should do. Here's what you need to know for us as a church and what we've decided at this point. The shelter-in-place order is still in place through the end of April, through April the 30th until it expires. But the state of emergency for the state of Georgia stays in place through May the 13th. It's also been recommended that for the elderly and medically fragile, they stay sheltered in place through at least May the 13th. And while there is some openness now for churches to gather in person, there are still a lot of strict regulations and recommendations for churches that would gather together on how they should serve the people and really allow people to move in and out of their building. And so as a part of that, we don't feel it's in our best interest to open up for in-person services for this coming Sunday, nor for the next couple of Sundays. We do not plan to gather together in person through at least May the 13th when the state of emergency is lifted. Now, between now and then, if something changes and we decide we need to get together, we'll obviously do that and update you. If we get close to that date and we feel like we need to extend it, we'll announce that as well. But there's a couple of reasons, even as we thought through how we do ministry. Daycares are not allowed to be open. The ability for us to do ministry in smaller environments with children would be very limited if able to do that at all, which we don't think that we could in the next few weeks. Passing an offering bucket, which we could come up with a workaround for that, but even things like that are high-touch areas, the check-in screens, the doors, the handles, trying to provide for your safety, even trying to dismiss you at the end of service as you go into the aisles and you're now standing very close to people, which has not been recommended for us for a number of weeks now. We've tried to come up with ways, and we definitely can, and whenever we open, we'll have to accommodate some of those things. But we just think it's still a little early, especially that we're considering that we're under a state of emergency and that the recommendation has been for medically fragile and elderly not to lose the shelter-in-place order. And while churches can meet, the governor has recommended that churches not meet at this point and that they continue to offer online ministry. So that's what we're going to do for the next few weeks. And what that looks like for us is we'll continue to stream our services on Sunday morning at 9:15 and 11. We'll continue to offer our groups online for those that are already meeting. So if you're not in a group, you want to get in a group, go to our groups page, get connected to a group there. Many of our teams are beginning to huddle together on Sunday mornings to see one another, to fellowship with one another. Our digital lobby before and after our 9:15 and 11 o'clock services are open to you for fellowship, for prayer, for conversation. We're offering Digital Discovery Track on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock so you can discover your purpose, you can learn more about us as a church, take next steps into the life of our church here at Generations Church. This coming Sunday, we're offering a brand new worship experience for kids at 10:30 a.m. So every Sunday, we'll stream a 20-minute worship experience for kids on our Facebook page for our G Kids. So that's that G Kids Facebook page where you as a family can come together, worship together, and get a lesson for your kids. It's going to be a great experience for our kids. We'll offer that each Sunday morning at 10:30. And then this Sunday, we'll continue in the series we started this past Sunday, and it'll be week 2 of Jesus Didn't Say That. So I'm excited about what we're doing so far. I'm excited about what we can do over the next few weeks. I can't wait to be together in person, but at this point, we take seriously the responsibility to provide for your safety and your well-being and those that may come to visit us when we begin to open our doors to in-person gatherings. We don't take it lightly, so we continue to pray and ask the Lord to help to guide us in these kinds of decisions. If you need anything at all from us, I encourage you to reach out to us. You can email us at admin, ADMIN, @g.church. We'll respond as quickly as we can. What I want you to know is that we're praying for you. We love you. We can't wait to be back together. But we hope you dive into the experiences that we're providing digitally right now. God bless.